I'm not very good at Counterstrike. Currently I have exactly 5k prem rating and my highest comp map is Anubis with Gold Nova, but most importantly my two mates that I normally play with are much better than me and that sucks. Almost every game we play they do better than me, but I want that to change. So I decided to do aim training for 1 week and see how much that helps me improve. Will I become the best in my friend group or is nothing really going to change? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now, going into day 1, my friend gave me 2 practice maps that he thought would help. Recoil Master and Aimbot's Aim Training, and I decided to load up Recoil Master first and figure out how it worked. Oh wait, that's sick, it gives me stats. So I hit 5 shots and all of them were in like that outer ring. How do I like know where to shoot? So the recoil kind of goes down and to the left, so I want to bring my mouse up and to the right. No, okay, that's wrong. Oh wait, no, that's... Oh wait, those red dots are what I want to have. It goes up and to the right, so I want to bring my mouse down and to the left. That makes sense. Okay, don't blame me. I've never done any sort of AK recoil training or even really looked at the recoil of it. This is my first ever real experience paying attention to it. But even after that, I found out that it goes kind of down, left, right, and then left, and I started to improve pretty quickly after this. Oh, look at that. The first time I realized that, I go from like 9 out of 30 to 14 out of 30. And after a little bit, I used this spot here as a target and kept doing it for about an hour, eventually improving to having about 26 out of 30 shots hit on average. I also did a little bit with the M4, but the M4's recoil is way easier to control and there was nothing really exciting there. But after that, I ended up moving on to the aimbot's training, and I was just messing around having some fun until I realized there was a time trial. The aim is to get 100 kills as fast as possible, using any gun you want, and you could either do it in a 90-degree window or a 360, so this gave me an idea. I decided to track how fast I could do the time trial on the 90 and 360-degree window with the Deagle, AK and M4. I decided that this would probably be the best way to statistically track my improvement over the time, and with that figured out, I started having a go. Okay, as much as I try and make it look like I did really good, I was still very inconsistent and had a lot of times where I was still missing the bots. But I didn't do as bad as I thought I would. So I'll put the times I got up on the screen just here, and after this I went and played a comp game to see if there were any immediate improvements. There really wasn't any. It was an incredibly mid game for me. I went 11 and 18, bottom fragged on my team, and we ended up losing, so that's a bit unfortunate. But this was only day 1, I didn't expect anything to be happening yet. Day 2 and I was back at it again, but this time I tried to find a couple new maps where the bots would move around so I'd be able to track them and make it more like a real game. The only issue is the 2 new maps that I tried were pretty bad. They were overly complicated, had way too many areas, and one of them had this weird glitch where bots kept spawning in the same spot, which was pretty fun but not very good for training. So I just went back to the normal map and did about an hour's worth of training where I improved all of my times from day 1, which was pretty good, but it wasn't really until day 3 that something big happened. Whoa, what the fuck? What? Has that always been there? Yeah, it had always been there. I'd only just figured out that if you move your mouse up on one of the sides of the training map, it opens up the menu and it has a lot of settings, including quite a few options for bot movement, which I absolutely loved. So I messed around with the options for a while until I landed on a combination of uneven floor, boxes and bots strafing left to right, which I found pretty helpful. It kind of mimicked the movement that opponents do when they strafe out to try and peek an angle, so I figured that this would probably be the best way to practice from now on. And while this was a lot harder than just hitting the bots when they were standing still, I could already feel myself getting better at tracking them while they were moving, which is definitely one of my weak points. I also played about 3 comp games after this, which went alright. Nothing crazy in the kills, I had about 14 average over the 3 games, but something I noticed is that I'm aiming more at head height when I'm swinging into angles now, which is a lot better. Before, I'd always aim lower at like the chest area of the player, which isn't ideal, and I'm a lot more controlled with my shooting now rather than just spraying wildly and praying that it hits. But if I really want to get better than my friends, I still have a lot of work to do. And on day 4, I discovered a game called Aim Labs. And I'm so glad that I actually found this. It has so many different modes, but the one I really like is Ranked. In Ranked, there's 3 different sections, one for flicking onto targets, one for tracking different targets, and one for switching targets. Now, I didn't really have much time to train on day 4, but I still gave every single one of these a shot. And it ended up pretty good, getting an overall rank of Ruby 1. But on day 5, I had a lot more time and a big plan. I wanted to try and get at least Ruby rank on each of the 9 exercises, and it went pretty well. I ended up getting way better at my tracking, and also a fair bit better at my switching. And I did end up getting at least Ruby rank in 7 out of the 9 exercises, but no matter how hard I tried, I could not get to Ruby in split flick or saw switch. I don't know what it is about them, but I just physically could not do it, especially saw switch. It was so hard for me. But even if I couldn't get Ruby rank on everything today, I still ended up having my best game ever.
One mark, over. Oh, what?
27 kills, by far the most I've ever had in a game, and you know what? We still ended up losing. But that didn't really bother me, I was still pretty happy with how I played. Day 6 and it was back to Aim Labs, and after a lot of grinding, I finally hit Ruby rank in split flick and saw switch. Let's go! Yes! I also ended up setting a couple other PBs in a couple of the other modes, but that wasn't really the important thing about today. The important thing was I ended up having another amazing game today. 26 kills and a loss. Since starting aim training, I've had my best 2 games ever. Like, I've never had a game over 25 kills before, and they're both losses. But we've still got one more day to go, so let's hop into day 7 of aim training. And I started off day 7 by getting diamond ranked in rapid switch, but what I really wanted to do today was play a fair few prem games and put all of my aim training to use to see if it's actually helped. Now, doing this challenge, I did have my best games ever, but I also lost a bit of prem rating, going down to 4,792. But after playing some games on day 7, I got myself all the way back up to pretty much 5,500. And instead of only having 1 good game to show you, I pretty much have 8 good games to show you. I played the best Counterstrike I've ever played in my life. I ended up playing 8 games, and my kills for those games were 18 kills, 29 kills, 23 kills, 22 kills, 22 kills, 21 kills, 17 kills, and 27 kills. So that's 5 games in a row with 20 plus kills. Like, I'd never even got 2 20 plus games in a row before, and I got 5 in a row. And I even got a 29 kill game. So I got another new PB, and I equaled my old kill PB of 27. Like, that's crazy. I also hit some nasty shots. I was just locked in with the orb. Here's a quick compilation of some of the best ones I got. And that's the end of the video. Did 1 week of aim training help me? Yes. Yes, it definitely did. But overall, I still don't think I'm as good as my mates yet, so I'll have to keep practicing. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time.
No, Jake always get nice kills.
How do you do that?
I don't know.